And we are recording. All right, guys. Welcome to the training. The name of the training is 3 ways to start earning passive income this weekend without creating your own product or service. And I thought that this was an important topic to get into because both John and I have been running our own businesses for a while. But he and I will tell you that starting your own business is probably one of the most rewarding things, but it's also one of the most challenging things as well. And one of the biggest, I don't want to say problems, but one of the biggest obstacles that new businesses have is refining and creating a product and a service that actually is valuable, that fits a certain market, that has different features that would make someone want to spread the word about it. And so what we want to help you do is just really find ways to be able to earn income without without all of those things, and how you can get started right away. Because if you're in a place where, well, let's get into it, kind of why I feel so passionate about talking about this stuff. Some of you guys know who that is. That's Robert Kiyosaki, and I've gotten a chance to hang out with him a couple of times over the last several months, and he really shifted my thinking of what am I doing with my life, right? Do I have a job? And I've had the fortune of only working one job in my life, and I worked at a restaurant. And I hated it, right? It was terrible. I was like 16 years old, and I knew I couldn't work for anybody else. I couldn't be doing stupid shit that I didn't want to do all day, frankly. And so what I decided to do is I kind of took this route here, and I got into what's called direct sales. And it's basically old school affiliate marketing, right? But I became self-employed. I owned a job, right? I was in charge of my own time. But then I started to realize that you could leverage different systems, you could leverage people to be able to create something that works while you were asleep, something that works while you're not actively working, right? That's where the passive part comes. It's not like, oh, it's automatic, it's just magic. No, the passive comes because you're able to wake up and have notifications on your phone about how your business is running. You're able to go out and enjoy time with your family or your friends, or do the things that you love without necessarily having to worry about your business coming to a dead halt. And so what we're talking about here is this transition from being an employee where you just have a job to running your own business. And today what we're going to share is, above that is what Kiyosaki calls an investor. And he says that's where your money works for you. And what this is where you are giving your money, or what I would add on to it is you can also invest your time into it as well. So you can also invest your money and your time into someone else's business that they've created, and then utilize that to get and maximize all the profits. And that's what affiliate marketing is. That's what passive income is. And I remember getting into this internet marketing game, or kind of waking up to the possibilities and seeing all these scammy like posts, how to make $1,000, from your, living room in your boxers, or how to, using this one secret or this one system to make an extra whatever this month. And I remember thinking, oh, there's no way that's real. That's scam. That's too good to be true. But as I got into the business and I got into the internet marketing business, I realized that yes, there were those scams. There are those things that are too good to be true, because they're all a facade. But then I also realized on the other side of it that there are these things that do work. There are these opportunities that people do not only make a lot of money with, but also really provide value to the marketplace as well. And that's what really where we're talking about here. And so just here are some stats that I thought were crazy that I thought I'd share with you. So check this out, okay? So by 2019, 75% of workers in I think this is in America, I don't know where this is, right? But either in the US or in the world, doesn't matter, you'll get the stat, are going to be interacting with some sort of AI. They're going to be interacting with some sort of chatbot in their day-to-day work. Their sales force, their CRMs, their whatever is going to be a chatbot. So just kind of think about that. And then here's an even crazier stat. By 2021, more than 50% of businesses are going to be spending more on bots than they are on mobile apps. And I've always known that chatbots can be are just as powerful as mobile apps, but businesses are waking up to it. They're also waking up to how much more efficient, how much more less costly they are than an app, how much more mobility, how much more freedom you have. And so the reason I say all this is, like, right now, businesses are waking up to automation. businesses are waking up to this new way of being able to interact with their customers, and this new way of doing business that doesn't, require you to manually do everything or manually pay everything as well. So so that's kind of why we're here. So I'm curious, John. I've kind of railroaded the beginning of it. I've got we're going to talk a little bit about Tier 5 and kind of your story in a second. Anything that you want to hit on that I've just so far before we just kind of jump into Tier 5 and how you guys have kind of solved a lot of these problems, frankly?
Yeah, sure. So you're doing a great job so far, but I mean, I would totally agree with you with what you said before. It's a really hard life leaving your 9 to 5 job. Trust me. I know I left mine and started a bunch of 9 to 5 jobs for other people, and it's a really hard life. And this whole ideal, I was in the same boat as you. This whole ideal of you can make money on your own, right? Like there's ways on the internet that you could make money. I was so skeptical about that first. And, literally now where I sit at like a little bit over 2 years after my journey, I have my own company. I've got, over 40 full-time employees that work for me. And literally one of them just brought me some tea and set me some tea down. So it's totally possible, but there are scams out there. There are real opportunities out there, but they all require a little bit of due diligence from you, and they're all going to require some work. So I want to make sure that everybody goes into this. I want to make sure that everybody goes into this knowing that we don't have some magic wand, or there's not some magical thing that it's just going to, like, you're done with this webinar and you sign up and pay some money and then instantly you're rich. It's just, that's not the case at all. Now, can you make money passively in your sleep? Yes, you can, but it does require what I like to call gardening, some seed planting, some actual work.
Absolutely. So let's talk about that. And I'll quickly share my journey. Those of you guys who, I love what Jared said. He's like, I have no idea what this is. And I want to, Jared, I love that you said that. And those of you guys who are just here because someone told you to show up, or you're just like, I don't know what this is, but this is kind of this sounds good to me. I want to commend you for doing that. I want to recognize, people like, specifically you, Jared, and anybody who's in that seat for just being willing to be here, because my goal is, here's the reality, right? Are there some opportunities for you to get some really cool products and services and packages at the end of it? Always, right? Like it wouldn't be doing you guys a service to not give you an opportunity to take this information and go forward with it. But on the other hand, we really want to deliver a half hour, 45 minutes of some real valuable training that's going to get you guys to the next step, wherever that is in your business. And so for me, I'll quickly share, I started my very first business back in 2009. I was doing that while I went to school. I ran a direct sales business from 2013 to 2016, trained and recruited over 2,000 people directly on my sales force. We generated over 5 million in sales. We were the #1 office in the nation in 2014. Yada, yada. I did all that, all these accolades, national championship, whatever, but I was absolutely miserable. And so that's how I got into this online business, started an online community, failed over and over again trying to sell different information products, finally stumbled on chatbots as a way to improve my business, frankly. And what I loved about it is that it was a great opportunity for other people. And so we have a community of Chatbot 101 of almost 6,000 people in there, accelerator group of a couple hundred people. And I've been working with John really closely in Tier 5 to help them launch these softwares, because for me, what I've noticed about these kinds of opportunities is that there are lots of hypey companies. There are lots of opportunities, right? But there's no substance behind it. It's all flash, and there's all of these gimmicks, and there's all this, well, if you do this and you get 2 or whatever it is, and there's no substance and no real value behind just selling more stuff to more people. However, the reason that I decided to help John here is because there's lots of different ways that you can do that. We're going to cover 3 different options that you have as an individual with your business, and we're going to show you how specifically these tools can make that happen. And so I want to talk a little bit about just John and Tier 5, and then we're going to jump right into some software demos. But John, you just glazed over it a little bit. You have a software development company, and currently you have how many developers on staff?
Well, we have a little over 40 employees. I would say there's about 36 if my count's right. 36 or 38 because I can't remember two. I just had two new ones join this week.
So just guys, let's put that into perspective, right? That's like having 38 children, okay? The most employees I've had at a time is like 10 or 12, and I thought I was running a legitimate organization. So John has over 40 employees, and he's doing, you know, 7-figure software contracts. And I just say all this not to I don't know, try and impress you, but really to show you that the guy is coming from a place of real experience and coming here. Frankly, there's not a lot of people who are in his position who would do something like this, where someone who has 40 employees, 5 different softwares, has, you know, 14 different, or I don't know, maybe 30 different clients that he's currently managing, to come on a webinar and tell you guys how to make money online. However, that's the heart that John has, and that's also how smart John is. Smart. He's also one of the, frankly, the most brilliant people I've gotten the chance to work with because of his ability to create tools that, frankly, just go out there and solve problems. So let's go into what we're going to do today. So anyways, John, I just wanted to say that I don't work with, I'm someone who very much likes to work alone and do my own thing because I don't believe, there's very few people who I think are smarter than me. However, after one conversation with John, I realized that I had a lot to learn and to be able to gain by being side by side. So I just, for you guys who are listening, want to give John a personal vouch. I think that there's a ton of people in the comments. If you guys are, familiar with John or worked with John in the past, I'd love for you to share kind of your experience and how he's been able to help you. Here's what we're going to talk about, though, okay? Because literally John has been able to do these things for people's businesses. The first thing we're going to show you is how to generate interested prospects from thin air, how literally a few clicks of a button can generate names, phone numbers, emails, contact information, and how it can even lead to incoming phone calls, right? How literally you can click a few buttons and get people to call you. The second thing we're going to talk about is how you can set up an automated text and voice response system. So what's incredible is our chatbots, they started out on ManyCrash as being a simple kind of, response kind of thing. Now with John and Tier 5, we've obviously moved off of ManyCrash, but we've now incorporated voice follow-up. We've incorporated text follow-up. It can actually send text messages, and we can have an opportunity where if they call us back, we can route it to our client. So not only are we just providing chatbot services, but we are able to provide a full follow-up system with this one software. And then the last thing is we're going to show you just some cool things that you can do to automate your LinkedIn outreach with ClickFunnels. And those of you guys who use those two softwares, I just think we'll get a really cool kick out of it because, once again, we want to give you options of ways that you can go out there and do these things. So, John, it's your turn, my man. Are you ready to take over and kind of show them the tools? You might be muted, my man.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I'm good. You guys can all see my screen and everything?
We're locked and loaded.
Great. So I kind of lost seeing your screen, Hector. So let's talk about RoboContact first, all right? And let me just before we talk about any of these softwares, let me just tell you why these softwares exist. I did not build these softwares, and I did not have my team of engineers build these softwares because we really wanted to sell them to the general public, or we were hoping to get rich by having these softwares available to the general public. That was not my goal at all. So my goal was to create tools that I needed to run my business and scale my business. So RoboContact being one of those first tools. So let me give you a little backstory on RoboContact. when I first started my journey, you know, as a project manager for a company on the East Coast called Smashing Boxes, and God's honest truth, my role at that company, by the time you had a conversation with me, like in order to have the first conversation with me, the conversation I prospect, it already gave a $20,000 deposit just to have a phone call with you. The types of software applications that we built, the minimum price I was allowed to quote a client would be enough development hours to make the project at least $1 million. Those were the type of software applications that we worked on. We worked on apps just like with very things like that. So I quit my job because I'm interested in using my genius for some other company. I started my own company, and I would get on the internet, and I noticed that most of my time I spent looking for clients. I would be on the internet trying to find jobs, and that was it. That was my day. I didn't get to do much programming. I didn't get to do much other than just look for jobs. And it was so boring that it was slow. And I started thinking, there's got to be a better way to do this. All right. So what am I doing? I'm doing software development, right? So who could I sell my services to? So it hit me, well, I could easily sell it to other software development firms. Like other software development firms, they hire software developers, and if they talk to me and they see, my resume and my past experience, well, they'd be totally interested in hiring me, because even the company that I just quit kept calling me all the time, like, John, do you want to work remote? Do you still want to work for us? We'll let you work remote. So that's what I decided to do. I decided, hey, I'll target software development firms and just, tell them, hey, I started my own company. I'm looking to take on some extra work. Do you guys want to, start a trial? And that's what I offered them, a trial of our services to try doing software development with us. And that was another just huge pain, because it was so time taking to go out and find all these companies and, start a cold outreach, send them an email and contact them. And it hit me, I was like, you know what, I'm an engineer. Why am I doing this manually when I could build a software to do all this for me? So then entered RoboContact. I grabbed some of my engineers and I was like, look, here's what we're going to do. We're going to build an automated way for me to go in and contact all these people. All right. So that's where RoboContact comes in. So essentially, RoboContact, and literally I have studies showing where RoboContact has generated me over $300,000 of income coming in from what? Just by going in, creating a short little message that talked about me and what I do and what I'm actually looking for, and then running searches right in RoboContact. And what I would do is I would get in and I would pick a location that has a very, very high cost to hire a software engineer. So I would take places like New York. I would pick places like Las Vegas. I would pick places like Los Angeles, California, because I know in those areas, hiring a software engineer, when I left my job, my salary was $170,000 a year. The engineers that were working for were racking in anywhere from $90,000 to $130,000, and that's their salary. On top of that, they have to pay all these benefits and all this other stuff, all these government regulations. So it ends up costing them about $250,000, $270,000 to employ a software engineer. All right. So I targeted those people, and literally all I did was got into RoboContact after we built it, and I would search software engineering companies. I would search digital marketing companies, because they typically do software engineering work and they just refer it to local companies. And literally I would just run searches. I wrote a little email and, introduced myself, told them about me, gave them a link to a website where they can see my resume and stuff online, and literally just generated leads just like that. And I went from being able to spend like my entire day just looking for companies and trying to contact them, to be able just and literally, if you guys have ever used RoboContact, in just a few minutes you can go in. Literally, it takes you just a few minutes. You can go in and do a search, run a search, get a bunch of local businesses, and then literally the software will go out to all those businesses. It will find their webpage, it will find their phone number, it will find their email, it will find their contact us form, it will submit their contact us form, and then it will send out your email automatically to them, and you don't have to do anything at all. So that's where RoboContact came from. And RoboContact, and if you want, I can just share my screen and just kind of show you my process and what I would do. So Let me just log in here and show you the inside of it real quick. If I can get net to actually work every time we do these Zoom calls, my net starts going crazy. And inside of RoboContact, all right, and literally inside
John, can you try
RoboContact?
Can you try?
So there's a full training. Yeah.
I've got a black screen. I'm not sure if the rest of it. There we go. Looks great.
Now you can see. Okay, so I'm in RoboContact. I'm in my RoboContact account. Now there is a full training module to go through exactly how to use RoboContact. There's a full training, everything that you need to do. Include a real cool PDF that will do the art of naturally persuasive selling, so that your sale is easier for you. Okay, but there's a whole training module to show you how to do it, but it's pretty straightforward. All right, all you got to understand is you've got profiles. These profiles are the people that you want to generate leads. Yeah, I'm totally on. I'm sharing just a screen. It's got nothing but RoboContact on it, and I even ended all my other. I'm not seeing a black screen for you.
You are? You're just seeing a black screen?
I think it's the net, man. The net's just being crazy. As we get more and more people on the Zoom call, I think that the Zoom is just not.
They see my screen. And you
cool. So they see your screen.
Yeah.
They see a black screen is what I see. So
cool. So I'll kind of walk them through RoboContact, and maybe I'm on the
yeah, there we go. I can see your screen now. So the first thing that you want to do RoboContact is set up your profiles. Okay, your profiles. Actually, the people that you're going to generate leads to. So if you're a one-man army, you're going to generate leads for yourself. If you're somebody like her and you got several different salespeople, you're gonna generate your different salespeople. If you run an agency and you want to generate leads for your clients, you can go in and connect your clients and generate leads for your clients. All right, you can create user accounts and generate leads for your clients. Here you can see you're just going to give all standard profile information, somebody's name, their full name, their first name, their last name, their company name, email, phone, all the related information about the person that you want to generate a lead for. All right. What's going to happen in the system is we're going to send out emails on your behalf. So whenever we send out a contact us form, on all those contact us forms, they ask for the person's name, they ask for the person's email, or they ask the person's company, or they ask for the person's website. So any of those fields, if they ask for your name on contact us form, we're going to pull the name from the profile. And after we send out an email, have signatures. So we're going to send out the email with your profile's email signature. So you just want to go in and actually set up your profile that you're actually going to generate the lead for. Now, after you set up your profile, what you want to do is you want to set up your contact us messages and your create profiles if you want. We put them in groups so that, for example, if you're an agency and you're working for a company A, company A has 6 salespeople and company B has 3 salespeople, you can create a group for company A and a group for company B.
So, John, you're cutting in and out a little bit. Let me summarize for people kind of what you're saying, because I don't know that it's making it all through, but I think it's a great point that I don't want to miss. Here's what this can. So this system over the last, I don't know how long we've used it, right, has generated 87 times 50, I don't know, thousands, tens of thousands of leads for us. Now, we've used this for our own business, but what John is saying is that you can go in here and set up profile groups. So the second thing that we were talking about is that we're going to talk about a little bit later, in a few minutes actually, is how you can use these tools to sell as a service. So now if you want to go to other companies and say, hey, I can do lead generation for you, I can go out and grab the name, phone number, email, address, a website of all of the businesses that you are targeting. You pay me a fee, and you can create and set up accounts for all of the different clients that you are doing it for, and it'll fill in the appropriate information on those lead websites, right? So, John, I think that's kind of what you were saying, which I was cutting in and out, but I think was a really, really great.
Totally, yeah. It's going over here real bad. So, like I said, our main internet, our fiber line went over here, so we're on our auxiliary network. I got the engineers in here all on the internet right now. So,
yeah, audio is super choppy, they're saying. Okay, cool. So was there any, so for this, I mean, was there anything else before we hit the campaigns and just before you start searching and grabbing leads that you wanted to cover?
Good. I think we're good right now on the profile, and you got to set up your email group, and you got to set up your contact us.
So let me hop in while it's kind of cutting in and out here. So here's how simple it is, right? You set up your profiles. So basically you go in and you set up your, it's going to act as your signature, and it's also going to act as all of the info that's required on these people's, on these lead sites, or on these lead websites, right? Then you're going to set up the messages that you send out to them. And literally after that, here's how simple it is. You go in and you just type in the areas that you want to search. You literally type in the cities, and it will go in, and you can add as many cities as you want. And you go in and type in the keywords or the niches that you want to go after. And you go in and you plug in the email messages and the contact us messages that you had previously written. And then it will go out and find all of those for you, right? So it'll actually tell you how many of them didn't have a form. It'll tell you how many emails that it sent, and then it'll tell you how many didn't go through because it had like a CAPTCHA thing. So what this will tell you is that 52% of these businesses, so we grabbed 96 leads, we were able to send out 50 emails, and 41 of them, you can see it has all the stats, so that within a matter of a few clicks, you've now added 96 businesses to your pipeline. So it's literally that simple. Here's how you create a campaign. You create the name, you type in the city, so you can type in Los Angeles right there. You can type in the keyword, so you can type in restaurants, right? It's going to search whatever the Google Maps API does. So you want to be smart about the keywords that you put in there. But you can add multiple keywords in there. You select your groups that you wrote, or that you typed out, and that you programmed, your profiles, and you've got a ton of options. We can show you later that of what you can do with all this information. You can send it to Zapier. You can send it to another program called Text in Bulk. So when we're talking about generating leads, there's yet to be an easier way to do it than the RoboContact. John, are you back?
Yeah. Can you hear me better now?
Yes, a lot better.
Yeah, I just had to join from my phone. That being crazy. But yeah, and this is essentially how simple it is. You set up your profiles, you set up the messages that you want to go out from emails, you set up the messages you want to deliver to somebody, contact us for them, and then you just run a campaign. You pick the locations you want to run it, you pick your keywords. Like I said, what I would do is I would go in and pick locations like Nevada. I would pick locations like California, Los Angeles, or Miami, or New York.
It can run the whole state.
Yeah, you can, but you don't want to. You want to drill down to it. Like if you were to try to run California, you got to understand that whenever somebody goes in, like a real company, when they go into their business listing, they're not going to list that they're in California. They're going to list a specific location in California. So if you want to pick them up, you need to match with. So you do want to list the actual city. But what I would do is I would just go into Google and I would search Google, largest cities in California. And I would pick the top 10, and those would be the places I would search. And I would search, software development firms, or I would search digital marketing. And then I would literally just, you can still hear me or not?
Yes, it's clear. I'll let you know if it breaks up.
So I would just search for those software development firms and search for marketing firms, and I would just send them a short message that, hey, are you looking for another programmer? I'm a great programmer, and I'm looking for a remote job. And over the course of, I guess, about 3 weeks, I landed 3 full-time jobs, 3 full-time remote jobs that paid $80,000 a year. So I mean, you do the math there, that's almost $250,000 that I landed from this software. And I would just take the jobs and outsource them. But it's awesome. It's definitely awesome.
Do you want to try and take over the screen now for the second one? Do you know if that might be a little easier?
No, because I'm on my phone.
Okay. So all right, so cool. So let's hop in. I want to see if there's any questions in here. So that's the power of this stuff. And I also want to talk about the fact that it tracks all of these things as well. So you can actually see who's opening your emails, right? You can actually go through and see how many times they're opening them, and then you can follow up with those people appropriately. So it makes it really easy to kind of manage this stuff as well. So this is just one of the tools that you can use, obviously, for yourself, or you can see that it's a great tool to be able to offer to other people, as other businesses as well. All right, let's hop into the next one. And we said that the next demo was how to set up an automated text and voice response system. And so this is something that I was blown away by, and I believe the very first time that John and I had a conversation, this was actually the software that he showed me. And I get pitched all the time about people who are like, hey, can I show you this? Can I show you this? And quite frankly, I rarely take those calls. But we hopped on a call, and John showed me the power of this one software and what it was capable of, specifically an IVR. For a few reasons. Let's see here. For a few reasons, but the number one thing is that we as digital marketers, we oftentimes get very limited in our boxes, and we go, okay, we do Facebook ads, all right? And then all of a sudden we got out of our comfort zone. We do chat bots, right? And then I realized that if I'm only offering Facebook ads, or I'm only offering web design, or I'm only offering chatbot services, I'm missing out on an entire opportunity to provide value to a business. And then on the other side of that, if I provide that much more value, guess what? You can charge more. And so what this allowed us to do is to automatically, now because we have this type of system, go from being able to charge, literally this system alone just allows us to charge an extra $1,000 a month for the same exact thing that we were doing. So, John, do you want to talk about IVRs, or I can set them up even a little bit more if you'd like, or you can take over from here.
Yeah. So the IVRs are great. So another little backstory on text in bulk. Okay. Again, not a software that we built saying, hey, let's build this software and, go take over the world with this software. This is software that literally I built to serve a purpose in my everyday business. All right. So when I was doing this contacting all these leads, what would happen is they would want to have a phone conversation with me. All right. So no big deal. I'm sitting over here in India. They're in the US. They want to have a phone conversation. So I would just give them my Skype number. All right. And I'd give them my Skype number, and then we would have a conversation. And then I would have to, literally what I'd have to do is I'd have to go, if we got a job, I'd have to go and essentially regurgitate that entire conversation to my developer. All right. And I'd end up missing some of the information that they gave me.
Or they'd want to send me a text message. They'd be like, hey, John, give me your cell phone number so I can shoot you a text. And I'm thinking, you know, I don't even live in the US. How am I supposed to give them a cell phone number? So I said, hey, let's build a software. And in that software, we can use it to record all the calls so that whenever clients call me and they give me, you know, if I talk to a client for an hour, there's usually about 40 or 50 hours worth of development work that we go over in that hour. So I don't want to miss anything. I don't want my developers to miss anything. So let's record the calls. I'll just give the calls to my developer. Oh, so they want to be able to send me text messages, but I don't have a US phone number. Well, let's create a software where I can give them and they can send me text messages. So that's the reason that I built Text in Bulk, was to essentially manage all the phone communication with all of my clients. All right. So as we built Text in Bulk, some of my clients that I had, they were really interested in it and they wanted to start using it. So I let my own personal clients start using it. And we had a client. His name ironically is Jonathan, but he runs a distillery. All right, so you can go to him and you can purchase the actual stills if you want to make moonshine or your own alcohol. You can purchase all those stills and you can purchase all the supplies to go with it. And what he wanted to do is he wanted a way to, once he does a sale with somebody, he wanted a way to schedule an outbound phone call where he could just ask them what they felt about the service, and they could go in and give a rating, you know, 1 to 5 about the service. If they felt really low, like if it was a 1 or 2 and they didn't like it, then he could connect them automatically to, you know, some customer support person. If it was high, if it was a 4 or 5, then what he wanted to do is route them into like an order menu where they could hear some more options about other stuff that they could actually order. Like I said, he was his name's Jonathan Stazak. He's one of our first, like our actual first Text in Bulk user outside myself. So we just built it for him. We built an IVR. We looked into IVRs and we built IVRs. It's a really necessary thing for any company to have. Like if you call most modern companies, especially the high-end companies, whenever you call their phone, the very first thing that happens is you're in an options menu and you got to hit some buttons on your phone. So we built the IVR, and then we built a way for you to, I think we're the only platform that actually allows you to send outbound IVRs, where you can create the IVR and then you can send it as an outbound phone call. So it's really, really powerful stuff. I use it, for example, still today for pre-qualification. So I'll use it. What I'll do is I'll call a bunch of people, or I'll send a bunch of people an email with a hook in it, you know, to get them to call me back. And whenever they call me back, what am I going to do? Well, I'm not going to waste my time and speak to every single person that calls me back. I put them through an IVR. In my IVR, I give them some information about me, and I tell them, you know, hey, if you're interested in learning more, press 1. If you want to unsubscribe, press 2. They press 1. I give them more information about me, more ways that they can press numbers. And at the end of the day, when they're actually qualified, when they are qualified, and I know that they're a qualified buyer that actually wants to purchase my services, only then do they actually get connected to my cell phone. So now I don't have to actually go in and handle every one of these calls. I don't have to listen to people call me and yell at me and say, hey, why'd you call me, or why'd you email me? I don't have to have people call and talk to me about some useless thing when they don't even have the money and they're not even actually interested in doing a software project. The only people that reach my phone now are people who are pre-qualified. They already know what we're going to charge them. So I've already told them what the minimum project cost is. I've already told them what our hourly rate is. They already know all this information. So if they're still interested in talking, guess what? They're pre-qualified. And it allowed me to literally, I've got an 80% close rate now whenever I talk to somebody on the phone. Why? Because the only people who are calling me, they've already went through this entire process and they're already completely pre-qualified and expectations have been sent for them. And I don't actually have to do anything. It's all done automatically through software.
I think that it would be cool to just show them a little bit how easy it can be to kind of do these things. So let's kind of show. So right now we have a number, and what's great is it's hooked up on Twilio. You go and you just get a number set up on Twilio. I believe they're like $1 or something like that. It's so affordable. It's ridiculous. And each thing that you send out is like a couple of pennies. So right now we have this number set up to when we get a text message to this number, it gets forwarded to our sales guy. And we also have that when someone calls in, we can, like we said, send them through that IVR, which basically allows them to pre-qualify themselves. You can have different options. You can have menus, press 1 to do this, press 2 to do this, all these different things. The way we have it right now is we just have it simply getting forwarded to our salesperson. What's also great is that if they call back, well, we talked about selling these to clients, you can conference line people. So you can actually connect your client with the lead and connect the two people. So if you have outgoing, Facebook ad services or or lead generation services, and they come into the system, well, the system can call the lead, and if the lead wants to talk to your client, they can press a button and it'll automatically connect those people as well. So let's show you literally how easy it can be to do some of these things. So let's go in here. We've got some lists, and let's see, we've got some. Let's see, we have med spas. We have some med spas in here. Let's check these. Nope, no med spas in there. Do we have any med spas in here? All right, we've got some med spas in here. So let's see if we've got any cell phone numbers. We got some cell phone numbers. All right, so we've got some cell phones. So
I could just click that cell phone button at the top. There you go.
Yep. So what's great about it is you can sort them all by cell phone, landlines, VoIPs, and what's great about that is if they're all cell phones, well, then I know that I can text them. So what's great is I can go like this, and I can text them all at one time, and I can say, we are offering, let's see, we are offering, I don't know, I should probably think this, free PRP leads for med spas near Chicago. Call back for more details. Okay, so I could just do that. Call, I'm going to say call or text back for more details. All right, now we have our phone number. We send that out and we click send. Okay, so now I just sent out that text message. If they respond, all of our responses will go into here. Okay, all right here. So it'll say that they'll actually respond back in here. I can manage all of them as well. Or if I wanted to call them, I could do that too, right? Oops, that's not what I want. If I wanted to call them, I could actually do that too. So I can go over here and I can call, but what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna record an audio file, right? So I can just record an audio right here. And so I could say something like, hey, this is Hector from HD Marketing. We're actually offering free PRP leads for med spas around Chicago. So if you're interested, just call or text back this number and we'll get you more info. Have a great one. So I can just say that. Let's make sure.
Hey, this is Hector from HD.
Sounds good. I do my Chicago one. No, I don't want to send it. Now what it's going to do is it's going to do a voicemail drop, right? It's just going to send a voicemail drop to all those people, and it's going to go straight to their voicemail. Or if they answer, obviously it'll send a message to them. So now what's great about that is all of these people there's 21 people right there that just got a call and a text message from me, all within 3 or 4 minutes. So these are just things that, we talked about you being able to do them for yourself, right, is one thing to be able to grow your business. Or, hey, what if you could do this for another company? What if you could do this for another marketing agency? What if you could do this for another, I don't know, whatever type of company you want to serve? Anybody who's going after other businesses is going to need stuff like this as well. So David says it's wicked, and I agree. John, anything you want to add on to this while we're talking about this?
Yeah, I mean, there's so much in this platform, Hector. We could talk for days about the stuff in this platform. But literally, if you're just starting out, like if today is your first day in business, all right, you can literally just sign into this software, generate leads, and get clients. I've used this software, like literally, I have used this software to generate leads out of thin air and get clients to sign up for this software. Like I've used it, done a lead generation search, sent out a message, put them on a campaign where they receive messages over a course of a couple of days with explainer videos about this software, and then driven sales right into this software. So if you're just starting out, you can totally, I mean, you can totally use this just to generate leads and start your outreach process and your follow-up. This will manage follow-ups automatically. You're on the phone with somebody and they're like, you know what, I don't have time right now. Can you call me back Friday at 9 a.m.? You just click a couple buttons. You can schedule a follow-up for Friday 9 a.m. And then that person will receive an automated call Friday at 9 saying, hey, we've got a call scheduled. Do you want to have that call? Press 1. You want to reschedule? Press 2. So it's really like a must-have. You could, if you wanted all the functionality that's offered in the software, you'd have to go five different softwares and spend about $1,000 a month.
Can you hear me okay over there? All right. So powerful stuff, guys. Powerful stuff. All right, John, do you have an easy, an already set up example of this last one that we wanted to cover? This for LinkedIn and ClickFunnels?
Yeah, sure. So
is there maybe a link that you can send me that just shows, or do we want to try sharing your screen?
Yeah, if you want, let me see if I can try to share my screen again in email, and I'll show you this. I'll show you this. And let me go into text in bulk here real quick. Let me just log in. Now we do have, even outside the software, we have a very supportive community that does all sorts of live trainings to teach you how to do all sorts of cool different stuff. And this is one of the things that we actually taught in the live training, which was how to go in and actually set up a complete LinkedIn automation to do cold outreach for all your LinkedIn contacts. All right. So I'm going to come over here real quick, and I'm going to find a list that I have with some LinkedIn leads on it. And I got a little bit of a net connection. Like I said, I'm sorry about that, but it's just storming over here real quite crazy, and we're on an auxiliary internet connection right now. So it's just got a little bit of delay. So I really apologize for that.
I'm wondering, can you guys, I can see your screen. Can anybody else see John's screen? Because I've got your Gmail up there loading. I'm wondering if anybody else can see that. Okay, so great, it's loading. So we've got the screen.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
I can see that it's a little bit delayed from what I'm actually showing right now. What I'm showing right now is actually text in bulk. So I can see it's a little bit delayed on what you're actually seeing. And now I can see that you see my text in bulk, right?
Yeah, it looks like it's caught up.
You see my text in bulk. So I'm going to show you here an automation that I sent out here. Let me just see if I can get my wife to see if hey, Ankita, can you check the other net, the CP net, and see if it still didn't come back up? Well, if you could call him again, because that would be great. Great. All right. So here, what I'm showing you, I can see you guys are still a little bit delayed here. What I'm actually showing you here, what I'm showing you is I'm showing you an automation that I've sent out to all my LinkedIn contacts. Okay. So here you can see an automation that I've sent out to all my LinkedIn contacts, and I've just sent them, a little intro email about myself, and I've given them a link where they can check out more information. And if they want to actually get connected with me, if they want to have a conversation with me, they can just click this link right here. So I've told them, hey, I spent some time to make a personalized web page for you, just explaining why I want to connect with you. You can check it out here, and I've just given them a link to this web page right here. All right, it's a little simple ClickFunnels page. It's a little simple ClickFunnels page that I've actually set up for them. that does all sorts of automation. All right. So here you can see, I see that you can't see it yet. You're still seeing my Gmail. So, but here what you can actually see, if you hold on just a second, because I'm seeing it, but you guys aren't seeing it. So I'm really, again, I really, really apologize for the delay here. So I do have a really good internet connection over here. It's just been down for the last 2 hours because of a storm that's happening over here. So we're on essentially 3G. So you see this page that I've set up for them. All right. So you can see it's a complete custom page where I'm referencing the person's name. I'm referencing what their position is at their company, and I'm referencing what their company is, so where they look at. So I've created this. This is done with one of our other softwares, Magic Zap. It allows us to create, dynamic content. I've pre-populated this form for them with all their information. All right. You can see that over here, I've got a list in text in bulk. That is it is my LinkedIn leads. All right. You can see over here. So now all I got to do is just click this button. I'll submit this button, and it's actually it's gonna submit this page right here. As you can see, it's actually submitting this page, and I'm gonna take them to this page where they can see, some more information about me and my company. All right. So now if I were to actually look back on this list, I should see that person's now is now actually going to be on this list. That takes just a few seconds to happen with ClickFunnels, to have them get put in there with ClickFunnels. So let me do this again here real quick and put this guy in here and grab his little email and stick his email in here, and then just submit that form, and he'll get pushed right over here right into text in bulk, and then he'll get an automated phone call that goes out to him as well. So he's going to end up getting an automated phone call that goes out to him as well with an IVR, and that's just done through our Zapier integration. So I've got a Zapier integration. It's really, really straightforward. I'll show it to you. Really straightforward, really easy. We provide you all the training that you need to be able to go in and do any of this stuff, where it's just a really simple Zapier integration. Right here, it's actually this one right here. This call LinkedIn connection. So this call LinkedIn connection, it listens to this ClickFunnels page right here. And whenever new submissions go in, they actually get added. They get added to this list right here. And it's all done just through this Zapier integration, which is really, really simple. You can see whenever a new lead, and actually my Skype is ringing right now, because you hear my Skype ringing?
No, it's not coming through, but we believe you.
So there's that phone call I just got. I just got that phone call on my Skype because I just submitted that form, and you can see that I was actually added here right onto this actual list through this Zapier integration right here. So with our Zapier integrations, you can pretty much integrate with any platform that you have and pull your leads in, and as soon as they come in, you can trigger outbound phone calls if you want. So you can trigger these outbound phone calls. You can sync them into any list that you have. So you can go ahead and add them to any of your lists. You can go ahead and add them to a campaign at that time as well, where they're going to get an initial phone call, and then a text message, and then an email. So everything's just completely fully automated. So I'm actually getting another phone call right now from Skype. Because I submitted that form twice. So as you can see, that goes out. That goes out. It adds the guys in here. Really, really easy. Really, really easy to use. Really easy to set up, and it just completely automates everything.
So what you can create right here is basically like your own sales force, your own sales system. Like I think that's killer. I don't know if I know for me it takes a little while to digest a little of these things. So David said that the softwares make things so much easier. So what questions do you guys have about these softwares here? because one of the biggest things that we wanted to open your eyes to is the fact that the first thing is you can sell these softwares. If you're like, wow, I think these are great, I could use these, and then I could see myself getting excited about sharing these tools with other people. I mean, that's one way of income. The second way is you might be able to take these tools and be able to wrap your services around them. Maybe you throw your Facebook ads on top of it. Maybe you offer them a chatbot with it. Maybe you design a website for them as well. But all of these things can be integrated with other services so that you can charge a premium, so that you can actually charge more, because frankly, nobody can offer, there's no solopreneur level solution like text in bulk out there. I mean, those things are Salesforce. You're going to be paying hundreds, thousands of dollars a month, maybe tens of thousands of dollars a month to have a system like that set up. And you literally can do it with one software as well. So I want to see, they said, what's the offer? I love it. Was that Shaquath? I love it. David says, can I use this as an autoresponder like Aweber and MailChimp? So, John, you want to talk about the kind of how text in bulk can not only act as like an autoresponder, but text in bulk can also act like a SMS chatbot as well?
Yeah, so you can use text in bulk as an autoresponder. So we do allow you to go in and actually set up different campaigns here. So you can go in and actually set up campaigns, and those campaigns, we support emails, we support text messages, and we support live phone calls. So you can use it as an autoresponder, use it as your drip sequence. That you totally can do. And then you can go in
and you can incorporate though, right? Like John, you can incorporate text and emails as part of the drip, and
phone calls. So
and phone calls.
You can have a drip sequence where, the first 3 days they get emails, the next 3 days they get text messages, and then the next 3 days they get phone calls if you want. It's however you want. We do have a full campaign functionality that supports, like I said, text messages, phone calls, and emails.
So, John, one of the questions was how much and what profit can be made by reselling. I'm going to grab my screen back real quick. And one of the things that we didn't get a chance to cover on here because of time was Rocket Contact. And I think that this is a great opportunity. So I'm going to ask you to fill in the blanks, John, but essentially where this program, it was the seeds essentially, were kind of sown a little when someone came to John and asked him to kind of let him use RoboContact and let them go out and sell it on their own. And they're making hundreds of thousands of dollars, maybe millions of dollars, selling this one software that John has created. And it's literally the software we showed you, but instead of blue, they use red. And the reason I say that is because now you have that same opportunity to go out there and resell and repackage something similar to how Rocket Contact did that as well. So, John, do you want to add to that, or is there anything that you want to talk about, kind of what can be made by reselling these services?
Yes, sure. So one for example, like you said, I was working with two of my clients called Zach and Jeff from Molo Media, and we were working on several different applications for them, which is essentially like some review software to allow people to streamline getting 5-star reviews and make sure only positive reviews hit your social media and negative reviews are captured internally and you can follow up with those people. So we were building that software, and they came to find out while we were building that software, they came to find out about RoboContact, and they actually had several VAs that were doing exactly what RoboContact does. So they had like a team of 6 VAs that were just going out to Google business listings and getting websites and getting phone numbers and getting emails, manually submitting contact us forms, manually sending emails. And they were like, John, this is gold, and can we work something out with you where we could use this software? And I was like, yeah, sure. You know, they were my clients. They were already paying me lots of money. So I was like, yeah, sure. You know, I'll set you up a user account. Go knock yourself out. So they started using it. And literally within a couple weeks, they let go of their VAs because they didn't need the work anymore because RoboContact was doing everything. And they were like, you know what, John, we've got a huge list here that we could sell this to right now. Can we work out a deal? And I needed some marketing material and some branding done because I don't do any of that. We just do engineering. I needed some content done. I needed some training videos done. So I was like, look, I'll tell you what. We can set up a white label for you guys. You guys go in and create all the content. Let me use the content, and then we'll do a revenue share on the money that you generated. And they were like, hell yeah, let's do it. And they literally I've even got a video on my Facebook page and on YouTube where they launched this software. They did a hype. They launched it to their internal list, and they made $120,000 in about 7 days. Right now, they're making about $60,000 a month just from RoboContact and I mean, they call it Rocket Contact. It's their version of it. But they have users in there paying $497 a month to use the software happily because, trust me, you can get clients from it. The only reason you're not going to get clients from RoboContact is because you're not doing stuff right. Like I seen someone Christian mentioned that he uses RoboContact with G Suite and his email address is called spammy. Well, that's not RoboContact's fault, Christian. That's your fault. You're sending content out to people that's spammy. Most likely what you're doing is you're sending a full email with a bunch of links and stuff in it. And that's just not how you do cold outreach. You don't talk to somebody for the very first time and send them 7 pages worth of stuff. You don't put a bunch of links. I mean, when you do cold outreach, you don't give any links at all when you do cold outreach. You give like 1 or 2 sentences maximum for that person to come in and read it and then respond back to you. So most likely, like I said, Christian, your address getting called spammy, that's because you're spamming people and you're not actually giving anything valuable to people at all. You're just spamming some huge email message out to them. And guess what? People are getting your email and they are reporting it as spam. So there's nothing that we can do about that. You can watch the training and you can read the training that tells you a strategy to do cold outreach. When you do cold outreach, don't try to sell somebody something. Just try to make a connection. If you look at my cold outreach, the cold outreach that I've done with all my LinkedIn prospects, I haven't tried to sell them anything. Literally, all I've done is say, hey, we're connected on LinkedIn, and I wanted to spend some time to personally talk to you and actually get to know you more. And that's it. And I've had a huge success with it. If I would have sent them a really long email with links and stuff all over the place with my very first outreach, they most likely would have tagged my email as spam. And trust me, there ain't nothing that we or any other software can do that will keep you from getting tagged as spam if you're spamming people. So just don't send really long emails is all I can say about that.
Well, I think that's a good kind of segue into this last part, which is we really kind of wanted to cover, the options and hopefully you guys learned some stuff here. So if you're like where I was when I first heard about all this, my mind was blown. It was melted. I had ideas and questions and all that stuff. One of them that Andor brought up was if there's a tutorial series for these things. And the great thing is that there is training videos for these softwares that will walk you through exactly what we went over. So how to set up your profile, how to set up your contact us, all these things that you need to get set up. And then with text in bulk, there's even a more thorough walkthrough of all the trainings. So it's actually something that you can learn very, very quickly, actually, as well. So here's the thing. We've been going for an hour and 15 minutes, guys, and I want to thank you for being here. In the sake of time, I want to answer one question because a lot of you guys, we haven't talked about, well, how much are these things? How do we get them? How do we get started? And before that, though, hopefully you guys have seen that there are opportunities here, right? Whether that is to build funnels, right? We have like Rocket Contact, right? You can go out there and build a 2 funnel off of RoboContact alone, offering that to digital marketers, offering that to B2B salespeople, offering that to small, mid-sized businesses, to be, offering text in bulk to any size business. You can build you can build a 3-figure funnel just selling the software alone. Now, maybe you want to offer services though. Maybe you want to keep doing Facebook ads. Maybe you want to keep doing chatbots. Maybe you want to keep doing website design. Well, you guys saw tons of ways that you can incorporate these things into your services. So if nothing else, right, if nothing else outside the software, knowing that you can take whatever you're doing and just upgrade it, right, by adding on more layers, more follow-up, making it more thorough, giving you more ways to connect and interact with the customer, is going to allow you to charge a higher price and a higher premium. And frankly, it's going to separate you from all the other marketers out there. And then the last thing, which we haven't really talked about, we don't spend a whole lot of time with, is the ability to create masterminds. Some people are just good connectors. Some people are really, really good people. And so I think about someone in our group like Brenny, right? She's just great at gathering people around. She's very energetic. People enjoy connecting with her, and she's able to gather a group around. So even if you don't want to spend your time digging into click-through rates or relevance scores, or building, nerding out on your ads, or maybe you don't want to spend time dealing with clients, right? And going out there and building a service-based industry. John and I will tell you that if we could fire all our clients, we would, like today. Right, but it is a different route than selling products, and some people like providing services for people. So that is a route that we want to provide. And the last thing is creating masterminds and really leading a group of people, like you've seen myself and John do as well. So here's the offer, right? Some of you guys were asking, okay, well, what's the offer? And I hate the long, drawn out kind of thing where it's like, we're going to give you this and then this and then this. I want to show you exactly, like, both John and I, what we are big on is just giving you a lot, because we don't need, the honest reality is we don't need to make a lot of money off of you. That's we can make money other ways. What we want to do is we want to impact the world with these softwares. We want to show the world these tools. We want to be able to really put a dent into the industry with these groundbreaking, cutting edge softwares. So that's our real mission, and we want to allow you to be a part of it, frankly. So the Business in a Box program, right? The first thing is can you buy one of them all on your own? And the short answer is yes. Go into the tier 5 bot. Later today, you'll get a message and a follow-up saying, if you want to get more information on the reseller program and the tier 5 community group, or if you want any of the softwares. The short answer is if you just want to buy one software on its own by itself, you can do that, right? All the info is in there. I would encourage you guys to do that. We went through a lot of them. All of them have trainings, and they're all amazing tools. But the best value is probably from getting all of them. And so our Business in a Box program includes everything that you see here. And the first thing that we want to highlight is that like money is a good thing. And when you invest in something, it allows you to be a part of it. That's why gyms require memberships. That's why churches, take donations every week, because it allows you to be committed, and it also allows the organization to continue to provide value. So that's why that's there, right? Money is a good thing, but you're not going to be able to just do things all on your own. I mean, when I first got into it, I surrounded myself in books and YouTube videos and all these courses. And until I really joined a community and joined a program and was part of a group that was going to help me move forward, nothing happened, right? And so that's what really we want to do, is not only just to give you the information. We don't even want to just give you the trainings. We're going to give you all the training that you need to build the business, all the tech training. You're going to get all that. But we really wanted to give you the coaching, and then even the tools too. So it's like, and then you can even use RoboContact to sell RoboContact. Like there's we really in our group want to squash all the excuses, and frankly, stick it to all the other software companies and all the other, if you think about these tools here, we could easily charge $1,000 a month for these softwares. I mean, they're enterprise level solutions, But we decided instead of doing that, we want to be able to impact the masses. And so we want to be able to stick it to things like Salesforce and show things like ManyCrash, how shitty their products are given to what they're asking from the market. And so it's like you guys who are here, especially the ones of you that joined the group, get to be a part of that. Like for us, it's a revolution, frankly. And it's really the beginning of it. And so you have two things, right? The first is you have two options. The first is to make a decision, take a leap of faith, try it out, right? You get 30 days, try it out. There's no obligations. There's no long-term commitments. There's no anything like that, right? And the other thing is to make an excuse about why it's not this time or it's not that time or whatever it is. But in life, you're only going to have money or you're going to have excuses. You can't have both. And so what I would share with you is that if you find yourself bringing up those, oh, buts, oh, yeah, but like see in the past when you've said that and see if that actually resulted in you hitting your goal and you're accomplishing your goal. Or was it the moments, well, you said, well, how can I, right? Instead of yeah, but it's a how can I? And I think that when you do that, a lot of things end up happening. So here's what's going to happen, right? We'll send you a link. Or John, do we have a link that we can put in the chat? But what's great about this is everything is done through the bot. Everything you can get all the info through the bot. You can pay through the bot. You can do you get all your access. Like everything is through the bot. So we'll give you a link. You'll get a little message that says, "Hey, do you want access to it?" And if you say no, if you don't want it, hit stop, unsubscribe, get out of the bot. Right? Like don't continue on. But if you do, it'll give you access or it'll give you information on the softwares. And it'll also give you information on the reseller program, so it'll cover this thing that we went over today. But guys, honestly, if you only got access to the softwares, like what would that do, right? But let me talk about what else you get. So you get access to all 5 softwares that we talked about. So you get RoboContact. You also get Text in Bulk. Those are the 2 that we talked about. You get Link Wizard, which is a smart link application. You get Invoicing You, which is a smart invoice application. Allows you to create invoices, allows you to create group invoices. You can create ones for your clients, ones that you can throw into your chatbot. It allows you to create to make carts for your chatbot. All these different things and capabilities, as well as Magic Zap, which isn't included on here, but that allows you to do that cool customization that we did with the ClickFunnels account. So you get all 5 of those softwares. But you also get what we call resell accounts, right? So if you want to go out there and offer it to a client and you want to give, Text in Bulk, you want to set it up for them and you want to charge them $1,000, $2,000 for their Text in Bulk, set up, and then whatever it is, like you can actually have accounts to set up for your clients. But in addition to that, though, we want to make sure you knew what to do with them. So every week you get to spend with myself and John. We have live calls every week. But we also have our own courses, hours, and I don't even want to scare you with how many videos there are that you can go through of how do I build my business? How do I build chatbots? How do I integrate with all these things? There is like almost too much content for you to be able to get through. But once again, our goal is to be able to give you all the training. There's nothing that you don't have here as well, including templates. We give our group sales outreach templates. We give you 20 outgoing messages that are just like what John talked about. A couple of sentences, they're personalized, they're engaging, they get people to respond. So you get the templates. We talked about the training. We haven't I haven't even talked about the community. I think we should go through and kind of talk about how amazing the group is as well, because they are just people who, man, I'm so excited to get a chance to work with these people, frankly. I'm very picky with who I spend my time with, but this community is an incredible group. They're always putting out content, resources, making stuff for the group. Here's Brenny. I was telling you a little bit about her earlier. She's like a career internet marketer. She's been doing lots of different network marketing opportunities and lots of different things within the online space. And she is just someone who has seen the possibilities, frankly, that are there with the services. So you get all access to the community as well as Zapier expert support. So John is one of the Zapier certified, I don't know what they call certified partners or certified experts, but basically anything that you want to do with Zapier, John can create. And so you actually get expert help. We can do some cool things like Zapier templates. And so you get all of that stuff. And I don't even know what the value is on there. 1,000, 3,000, 33, 4,000, 5,000, like that's over $5,000 worth of stuff, guys. And it's literally $97 a month, right? It's $97 a month, and you get access to all of this stuff as well. Now, the reality is that we aren't going to have that opening for very long. What we're doing is we're looking for a core group of people to be able to bring into our business in a box program so that we can build with. So essentially, you guys are our partners. You guys are part of the board. You guys are part of the early team that's going to take this, these softwares to the world, frankly, because we're not going to have this particular opportunity for sure is not going to be here for very long, because it's just, frankly, it's too valuable to keep putting out there, and it's not sustainable. So only a limited number of spots that are going to be able to get into this group. So John, anything that I missed or anything that you want to talk about in terms of the Business in a Box, the Tier 5 community group?
Yeah, I would say, really the softwares themselves are incredibly amazing. So text in bulk, I literally right now as we speak, I have users in there that I have acquired from text in bulk. Like I have used text in bulk to get users into text in bulk, paying $497 a month to use the software. RoboContact the same way. I have used RoboContact to get clients into RoboContact, paying $297 a month. So the softwares themselves are invaluable. What they can do for you, what they can do for your business. I myself have made over at least a $250,000 from cold outreach done through RoboContact. But I think the real gem here out of everything is the Tier 5 community. So if you look at the Tier 5 community, the name of the community is a community-owned software development firm, and that's what we are. The community owns us. So the community gets to go in. If you're part of the community, you get to go in and request custom features in the software. We'll build them specifically for you. You can see posts in the group where we've built customized features just for community members. We got another community member right now. His name's Elias. And he's been able to actually build a software for himself to launch to his students just because he's in the community. So part of the community, we are a community-owned software development firm. You guys get to request us to build software, and if the group finds a utility in the software, then we'll go out and build it for you. And you get unlimited access to all of our softwares once you actually join the community. So we've got, outside of the 5 that we showed you, we've got another 4 sitting on the shelf that are going to get released this year. We're building a chatbot building platform, and you guys get unlimited access to every new software that we release. As we release a new software, you get unlimited access. And the big difference between us and what's the big difference between us and ClickFunnels? You can be a ClickFunnels affiliate and you can make a lot of money, but you're competing with ClickFunnels. ClickFunnels is running ads to get their own users, and ClickFunnels is competing against you. They're still selling their software on their own. We don't allow the general public to buy software directly from us. There's no way that you can go and buy our software unless you are part of the Tier 5 community. So we don't compete with our affiliates. You don't ever have to worry about somebody seeing an ad and buying it directly from us, because we won't sell directly to the public. The only way we'll sell our software is through the community members. So, and it is very limited, like Hector says, it's limited. No more than 600 people will ever be in our community group. So, and like I said, you'll get full rights to use and resell every software that we develop. And the only way you'll be able to get it is through community members.
Killer. So guys, I'm curious. David said he's liking what he's seeing. Is there anybody else who's going to be getting in? Because the goal is, that's why I said this weekend, right? Like, some of you guys are sitting there and you're like, I don't know, excuse. And it's the same excuses that you've been having your entire life, and your life's never going to change. And then there's a group of you who are like, well, fuck, this is exactly what I've been waiting for. This is the ticket, right? And that's what I've had that thought about so many times, right? And so realizing the possibilities and the potential, every night I find myself going to bed like, oh my goodness, that like we should do this with text in bulk, or there's another idea that we should have. And so what you're going to do is you're going to click that link. Okay. That link will take you exactly to the tier 5 bot. All right. Now, this is going to give you a lot of the information that we talked about today, right? You'll get access to all these info, you know, all the softwares. And here's what's really cool. We're using the stuff we're talking about, right? We're using the stuff we're talking about. So we actually plugged in Invoicing You right here into the bot. So how incredible that the bot like allows people to, you can pay right in here. It'll track it 97, everything right there. Boom, boom, boom. I can make my payment. Oh my goodness, it's already saved, right? So it's already saved. So there's access to, you know, there's opportunity for that. And guys, oh man, John, we haven't even talked about like the reseller like opportunity. So let me talk about how cool this is. Every time that you guys like click, I get a little notification. So it's really motivating to get more affiliates when every time someone joins, I get a little like notification like, hey, this person joined the list, this person joined, this person joined, this person joined, this person joined. Like I get super motivated because I want more people to join because it helps me make, obviously it's more money. But check this out, okay? Let me show you how much money it can be because there's lots of different ways that you can do that, right? So
I don't think it's on that page. I never added it to that page, so you're not going to find it there on that page. It's on your lander.
So what's cool is that, let's see. We mentioned that you have options in terms of what you can actually do to be able to earn income, right? Like there's lots of different opportunities, whether that's selling individual softwares or whether that is selling the actual group, right? So a lot of times, you know, John talked about ClickFunnels. What's the difference there? Well, with ClickFunnels, you've got like one product that you can sell, right? And so with us, it's not just one software. Well, no, you can sell all of them and you can actually choose what you want to make, right? So John and I are letting all of you guys here who are on this live training, you guys all get in at $97 a month. But if people found this just through the blue, right? Like when we start doing PR, when we start running, you know, just kind of awareness and attention, like people are going to come in at $597 and then they're going to realize that they can get a discount from a reseller because you can give people that big of a discount and you still make $40 a month. And we haven't even really talked about the fact that there's a 2-tiered opportunity. So anybody that they refer, you make $17 off of them. So you make, I believe it's like 17% off of the people that they refer, and it's 40% off of the people that you refer. So just the point is that you can now build real sustainable passive income. So think about it. This week, if you know 5 people who want to go out there and they're looking for an opportunity like this, you can go out there and make $200 this weekend and double your investment, right? But maybe you're like, you know what? That sounds really scammy. I don't know if I want to try and pressure people to get into a group. Okay, I understand that. That's how I felt the very first time I got into, you know, network marketing or MLM or affiliate marketing or whatever it is. Like that's you're encouraging people to kind of to get on board. But maybe that's not you. Well, what if you just want to sell one service? Maybe you're just like, you know what? I really like RoboContact. I really like Text in Bulk. And you just want to go out there and be a RoboContact affiliate. You just want to go out there and be a Text in Bulk like spokesperson. Well, you can do that too. You can choose to sell them at $47 a month, $97, $147, and you can see that you're still making 40% on anything that you refer, and then you make 17%. Am I wrong on that percentage, John? I feel it's like something like 17%, or maybe it's 10%.
Yeah, for the lowest tier, it's a little less than 17%. It's about 40 and 17%. It's a little less because the price is 97. But the percentages get higher the higher you sell. So if you sell something at a higher price, the more percent in commission that you get.
So here's what you can do. You can go out there this month, and if you find 5 businesses to invest in RoboContact, you're like, hey, here's 5 businesses that can use this one software. That is $500 this month, and then it's not just $500 this month. It's $500 next month, and the month after that, and month after that, right? It's actually $600 if you get 5 people. So just my point is that there are lots of options here when you're doing that. You can see all these people we talk about.
There's so many income opportunities though. Like for example, Junior, What Junior does is he sells lists for anywhere between $5 to $50 on Fiverr. And all he does, he gets an order on Fiverr, he goes into RoboContact, he runs a search, exports the list, delivers it, and makes money just like that. All right. Shelly does the same thing. So Shelly and Nancy, what they've been doing is offering one free lead list to people, and they'll go in and give them, the location and what they want to search for. They'll provide the actual lead list to them, and then they'll say, hey, if you want more leads, I can deliver leads like this on a monthly or weekly basis for a fee, or I can hook you up with the software where you can get all unlimited leads for yourself. And then they either just make money from a lead generation service, or they make money from, reselling the software. So there's so many different opportunities.
It's really a lot, right? And the challenge that John and I have had is like, how do we condense this into something that makes sense? And it still takes us about an hour and a half, and we haven't even got into everything that the softwares can do. But once again, for $97, guys, literally for $97, you get access to all of them. You get access to all the softwares. You get, we haven't even talked about the fact that there are some other cool, like if you want to utilize John's developers to build your own crazy chatbots, you get a massive discount on those as well. So there's
we've got people in the group and they don't even use the softwares. They don't care about the reseller platform. They don't care about the softwares. I've got users in the group, and the only reason they're in the group is because they were paying $100 an hour for my software development services, and now they can pay $15 an hour. So they just joined the group just for those discounts.
So you guys don't have to be doing it. So this is how easy it is, guys. And by the way, so if you guys are affiliates and become affiliates, all you have to do is you just send people this link right here, and it'll send them into the chatbot, and it'll track it. It'll notify you every time someone else comes in. You can get your, you can go through and you can get your links in here. You can see, you can set your different prices. So that way, if you don't want people to know about the fact that that people can get RoboContact for $47 a month because you want to sell it for $247, you can set that right here in the bot, right? So all of these things make it really easy to be able to do.
And another benefit that you didn't mention is if you want to build an awesome chatbot like this and you have no clue about chatbot, well, guess what? We have over $2,000 worth of chatbot training that we do that you have access to. We have access to all the live chatbots. And there's also people in the group that do not use the softwares. They are not affiliates. They don't resell the software. They don't try to promote the group. Literally, the only reason that they're in the group is to take advantage of the training. I mean, every week we have marketers, or we have some type of person that actually comes into the group and provides free training for everybody in the group that wants to show up. Mindset training, chatbot training, marketing training, Facebook ads training, strategy sessions. I mean, there's people in the group that the only reason that they're there is to network with other professionals, other entrepreneurs, for the support system, and for all the live trainings that happen in the group.
Yep. It's really a killer community to be a part of, with just some really intelligent people. So guys, if there's any questions, now's your chance. Now's your chance to throw them down there and ask them. David says that they're not getting links on Zoom. So let me go in here and copy this link right here. So we're going to copy that and oops, throw that out there. So guys, we'll also make sure that you guys have a we'll also make sure that you guys have get them in the chat bot. But remember this, if you guys are catching this live or you're catching this on the replay, don't get upset when the prices go up, is the reality, right? Like, there's no way we're keeping these prices this low forever. There's just no way. But because we're very early in the process, because we are looking for you to help us build out new features, to help us to find out what training is needed, to be able to help us make this software and tools even better, that's why you have such a killer opportunity. But I got to tell you, there's been times where we go up. I mean, the program started at $10 a month, and now it's literally 10x in prices. And every time it goes up, more people get in because they don't believe us, but you know what I mean? Like, the price can't stay here forever. And I don't even know if it's going to stay past this weekend. it's really, and I don't mean like fake scarcity, you know,
It's
like,
going up on my birthday, so it's going up to 197 on my birthday.
which is in like 3 or 4 days, no?
That's right. It's on the 26th.
Wow. So guys, there it is. Okay, you guys heard it. You have now, and some of you guys are like, well, do we have payment programs? Do we have? No, it's $97 a month. Okay, if you gotta call grandma, if you gotta call auntie, if you gotta call your old friend who owes you money, like if you gotta get your birthday present early or Christmas present early, like what else would be a better reason for someone to? I mean, like $97, people spend that on a night out at the club, right? What, like that could be invested into your business. And instead of spending $97 that results in you having a headache and, you know, feeling bad about, you know, yourself, what if that $97 could turn around and be the catalyst for your business, right? I mean, I think that that's really what it comes down to is some people make money and some people make excuses, but you rarely, if ever, have both. And so that's what I just kind of want to leave you with before we wrap up.
If you don't have $97 a month to invest in yourself and invest in your business, you really need this software and you really need this program. So if it's a money issue and you don't have it and you're like, you know, well, that's gonna cause me issues because I just don't have that much extra money, you need this software and you need this platform because it will literally allow you to cancel other softwares and save money. It will allow you to easily go in and save so much time and literally get new clients on demand very simply. So if you don't have the money, then you really need the program and you really want to get into the program where you still can because the price will go up very soon.
Guys, throw your questions down there. One last question. Raul came in and was asking about like kind of using text in bulk and RoboContact for clients outside of the U.S. Is there a workaround that they can do currently where they can still offer services? And, you know, the first thing I would say, Raul, I know that you are is obviously look for people outside of you know, those countries and look for clients in the U.S. or in the areas where it's supported. But John, do you know if there is a way that the softwares can work for clients? He says specifically.
So like I said before, all softwares work everywhere in the world. So every software works everywhere in the world except for text and bulk. All right. So RoboContact you can use anywhere in the world. Text, Link Wizard, Invoicing You, all those softwares you can use anywhere in the world. The only one that's restricted by a location is text and bulk, and it just works for North America. It just works for the United States and Canada. We are adding support for other countries, but a lot of different countries they just don't have support for VoIP services in those countries that are affordable. So we are adding in support for Australia, and we are adding in support for the UK as we speak right now. But that is the only text and bulk is the only software that isn't going to work globally. The rest of them will work globally.
All right, guys. The replay will be sent out after this because the cool thing is that now when you guys join, you now have this recording, this replay to do your sales for you. And that was actually part of our process was to allow you know, people just to people get excited about getting onto the training. And what you guys now get to do is you guys just get excited about getting people onto the softwares as well. So anything else, John?
If you get into the group and you want to do a live session on your Facebook page or to your group, I mean, we'll do that with you. So you don't have to go at it alone. If you want to schedule some live event on your own Facebook page or, you know, for a group of people that you have, that's something that we can help you with, and we can go in and get on your live session and help you and answer all your questions and everybody else's questions to make your job easier for you.
Yeah. So guys, just as a recap, here's what you get. Access to all the softwares, RoboContact, Text in Bulk, Link Wizard, Invoicing You, and Magic Zap, plus access to all the new softwares that we're releasing. And John just pumps out softwares like Will Smith does movies. Like seriously, it's just like killer after killer after killer. So
yeah, we're releasing a new software on Tuesday. So on Tuesday, we're releasing a new software that if you guys are running digital agencies and you guys are doing Facebook ads. This software allows you to literally go find all your competitors in whatever niche. Let's say you're selling shoes. It allows you to go to all your competitors and essentially pull every post that they've ever put on Facebook and find the most performing posts, find the best posts that they've had the most engagement on, and create custom audiences out of the people that actually engaged on those posts so that you can directly advertise to those people. And also tells you the context and the context and essentially the text and the images that should be put in your post, and we'll even actually infer the colors, and tell you what are the best colors that people are using in images and videos that are having good responses or negative responses. Give you reports where you can go in and actually get a report and show your client the engagement that they're getting on videos versus, you can go in and show them a report and say, hey, 20% of your posts are videos, but 80% of your engagement comes on your videos. Why are you not sharing more videos? All right. And it will allow you to give those metrics to your client. Like I said, that's a custom software that we're building for a community member. And it is something that as a community member, you get access to every single software that we release. So you'll have unlimited access to that software as well.
This is killer stuff. We have my training course that I've been building for now about 7-8 months. I don't know how long we've been adding content into it. Is the Agency Accelerator, which basically helps you to build a digital agency, a marketing agency, and shows you gives you the scripts, sales tools, everything that you need to do that. But on the other side of that, John has also been working on his more tech-oriented, more developer-focused training, and that also is available in the group. You get all the templates, our outreach scripts I mentioned. I do a weekly training exclusively for our group every single week. John does a call every single week for our group. We have obviously the group there to support you, and all the cool things that I mentioned, like Zapier. So there's a few people who are here in the group who are just decided to hang out, which is awesome. So Wasily's in the group, I know. Let me see if I spot any other group members. I think Loy is in the group. Darla's in the group. Charles, great to have you guys on here live. I'm sorry if I missed anybody, but it's a great community to join and be a part of, frankly. So click that link. Let's throw it out in the chat one more time. Emily, I had a feeling you were in there. So I put the link into the chat again. So guys, click that. It'll take you into the Messenger group. You'll be getting some follow-ups and some. We're going to send out the replay. We're also going to send out the transcript. We'll send out the slides for this so you guys can get that too. And if you have any questions, now's your time because we're still here. John, anything else before we wrap up here?
No, I think I'm good. I think you really mentioned everything. I don't want to go hard into the sales because honestly, me personally, I really one of the reasons that we haven't launched these and done like a real launch and released them to the general public is I really don't want to be associated with people that can't instantly see all the value here. So if you can't see all the value here and you need more convincing, I mean, from my perspective, I really don't want to spend my time with you because it's just there's tons and tons of value here. I mean, instantly you join the group and you have a client call tomorrow, you can show up to the client call and show them that you have a team of 40 software engineers at their beck and call. I mean, where else can you do that for $97 a month? And these are all SaaS softwares, yeah. So they're all SaaS softwares. You use them right from your browser, Simon.
Love it. All right, guys. This was an incredible time. I hope you guys got some value out of this and that your mind was expanded in terms of what you can do to go out there and build a business for you. So throw any questions in the Chatbot 101 group. That will kind of be a public a place to ask questions about these softwares. And then if you guys, or when you guys get in the program, we'll invite you into the private Facebook group where you can get access to all the info as well. So that's all we got, guys. Have an amazing weekend, an amazing day. We'll see you later.